Hi, HospicenurseDee here. And I wanted to talk a little bit today about the use of morphine in hospice at end of life. People are afraid of the word morphine. It is a very effective medication, primarily used for respiratory distress and pain. It gets a bad rap. It gets a bad rap. I have heard people say, okay, so once we start the morphine, this is it. Or I cannot administer morphine because it's against my religion. And I think morphine has really taken on this connotation that by administering morphine, you're euthanizing somebody. And and that could not be further from the truth. So morphine is an opioid medication. We have it in the house. We order it actually in the house in a comfort pack. When somebody is admitted onto hospice, we typically bring in a comfort pack, which is a number of non-active medications available in your home just in case your person starts having symptoms. And each one of these medications has different properties to relieve those symptoms. So one of these medications is morphine. Now, depending on what stage your person comes into hospice, they may very well be eating and drinking and be able to take oral medications. And as long as they can do that, that's how we'll leave it. So if they have pain issues, they typically will take oxycodone or hydromorphone for moderate to severe pain. Now, interestingly enough, oxycodone and hydromorphone are about 2 times stronger than morphine, but people aren't as worried or scared of that because morphine comes with like a death sentence attached to it. And unfortunately, by the time your loved one does need morphine, they are nearing the end of their life. Um, they can't swallow. So remember, swallowing is a muscle. As you get weaker, your swallowing ability will get weaker, and it will cease at some point, and you will not be able to swallow. So the beautiful thing about morphine is you do not have to swallow it. It is drawn up in a needleless syringe and administered buccally or sublingually, meaning in your cheek pocket. It's absorbed very quickly by the mucosa, meaning the tissue behind your cheek pocket. So if someone is having symptoms of pain or breathlessness, you'll find relief pretty quickly. So when a person is nearing the end of their life, they're typically sleeping because as you sleep, you're not eating, so you become dehydrated. There's chemicals that are released, um, making you sleep more, and almost euphoric. That's calcium, and um, and that's a good thing for the person that is entering the dying phase or in the dying phase. As a caregiver, we have to now pay attention to the nonverbal cues. So if somebody is huffing and puffing, really breathing heavy, they're in respiratory distress. They would benefit from the morphine. If you touch somebody and they wince or they grimace, they're in pain. Some people moving, they're in pain. I would say give them morphine. Maybe give them morphine about 30 minutes before you know they have to move. And at least they'll have something on board to take the edge off. Morphine is not going to end your person. It is the disease that is going to end this person. And we are just the person put in place or agreed to keep this person comfortable. And to me, it's one of life's greatest honors to be able to guide somebody out of this world comfortably. And I will say, this is a disclaimer: somebody will give the last dose of morphine. Doesn't mean you ended your person. your disease. Their disease did. And you did not end this person. The disease did. And you rose to the occasion. So good for you. And the more you know, the less scary it is. All right, we'll talk soon.